The market pushes lower as the Fed meeting looms. Can the bulls fight back? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we were looking for a little bit of a bounce and then a move down, but our alternate path was directly lower, and that's what the market did. They elected to skip the bounce and move directly lower before the bulls fought back at the close. Now the question is, where do we go into the Fed meeting? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, some housekeeping notes. I will be out Thursday and Friday of this week. I am on vacation with my family, and because of that, I am offering an awesome coupon code on our Elliott Wave for Beginners course. You get $30 off, so stay tuned for later in the video for that. It is good until Sunday. Make sure you take advantage. For now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500, and as I noted yesterday, we were looking for this wave 2 to come up a little bit higher into that 45.30 area. We didn't get that. They kind of elected to move directly down, but they did come up short of the 1.0 and then bounce back up into the pivot. Now, remember, the pivot is important, and breaking the pivot is a big deal after we hit the 1.0. You still don't want to be well above the pivot after you've broken through it, but coming back into the pivot and chopping is not uncommon. So how we can look at this is basically two different ways. The first way would be the primary path that we've already talked about. And that would be that we have our 1 and 2 in place, and then we have 1 and 2 of wave 3, and then we have what's called nested 1-2s. So you have this big 1-2 here, the red 1 and the red 2. You have the smaller 1-2 of 3, and now we're in 3 of 3, which also has a 1-2 setup because every wave breaks down into a 1-2 setup. So it gets a little convoluted, but it is what it is for Elliott Wave. So this would be a 1-2, and then for 3 of 3, you have 1 of 3 of 3, 2 of 3 of 3, and then you'd look for like 3, 4, and 5 down into that 427 area. That would be the primary count, and it's valid as long as we stay under this 4509 area, this high right here that they made on Tuesday. So what we're looking for is continuation to the downside. We really don't want them to come back much over 4,500. And if they do that and come back down and break this low, then we'd be looking for a minimum of 453, but more accurately 4427. So that would be the primary count on the way down, looking for continuation to the downside as we head down in the C wave that we've been talking about. The secondary count would be back to that diagonal that we've been talking about for a while. And the diagonal, again, would be, this is wave 1, okay, and it's a 3-wave move. Remember, diagonals are all 3 waves, so you have A, B, and C. You have wave 2, and then wave 3 would be A, okay, and then what we would look at is this being an A, B, C for B of 3, okay, and I still would suspect we hit the 4453 area, as that is the 1.0 and a very common target. And in that count, okay, this would essentially be wave 4 of C bouncing up, and then down into 4553 would be 5 of C, and then we'd start the diagonal higher. So that 4453. That 4453 is a crucial level. You have a 100-day moving average sitting on it. You have some support over here as well, and you have a target as the 1.0. So 4453 is a very key level. If they spike down into that for the Fed and then start to rally, that would be an indication that we are in the diagonal, especially if they break back over the pivot in the 4496 area. So again, we would count this as A of wave 3, and then A, B, C down into that 4453 area for B of wave 3, and then C of wave 3 would target about the 4600 to 4620 region up here, and then you'd look for a wave 4, and then 5 up towards 4650. So that would be our alternate count, is the leading diagonal playing out up towards 4650, and then we look for a break back down to 4400. Over on the NASDAQ, very similar counts on the NASDAQ as usual. They pretty much trade in step. So our primary count, just like on ES, would be a bigger 1-2, a smaller 1-2, and then an even smaller 1-2 and 1. This would be the 1-2 of this little wave 3 right here, and then you'd look for 3, 4, and 5 down into the 15096 area if they're going to follow through to the downside. So that would be our primary count to the downside, where they basically stay below this high from Tuesday, which was at the 15,453 level. As long as they stay below that, we would look for them to push down into the 15,096 level to complete wave 3, and then we look for a bounce and then down again. Now, the alternate count on the NASDAQ would be the more bullish diagonal playing out, where you have this being a wave 1. Remember, these are 3-wave counts. This is a wave 2, and then you have for 3, A, and then the B wave is A, B, C for B down into the 15,216 area for the 1.0. Okay? And then you would have the C wave back up into the 16,200 or so area, about 16,000, 16,200, and then you'd look for wave 4 and 5 up to the 16,400 area. Again, that move down off of this high would just essentially count as this was all of wave 3, this bounce is 4, and then 5 takes us down into the 1.0, and then we rally from there. So very possible on the Fed that we get a spike into the 1.0 to the downside, and then a rally if we're going to take off in the diagonal, or that we get a spike down that just holds and goes. So I do think you'll get a spike down in either case into that 1.0 area. It's just a question of, is this support going to hold, or are they going to blow through it and come on down to the 1,236 or even further than that? Remember, I did talk about extensions yesterday in this count and the overall move down, because this 2.0 is short of this 1.0, so you would expect extensions here. So we could see the Fed push down into the 14.9, 1,500 area before we see a bounce and then down. So that would be what we're looking at on the NASDAQ. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial, because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of our trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. Earlier in the video, I did tell you about a coupon code for the Elliott Wave for Beginners course, and that coupon code is FAMILY. It is good through Sunday, and it is good for $30 off, $37 for the Elliott Wave for Beginners course. It's the cheapest price you'll see it, and you can get that all the way through Sunday using the coupon code FAMILY. And make sure, guys, when you are filling out the payment form, that you use the Have a Coupon button right here. If you're scrolling down, filling everything out, it's right below the zip code. Hit Have a Coupon, type in the word family, and hit enter. It'll process that coupon code, and when you scroll back up, it will be $37 with coupon family. So make sure you hit enter after you put in family. You should see this say 37. Make sure it says that before you move forward. Then pick how you want to pay and hit sign up, and you'll put in your payment details then. It is 25 videos where I go through the introduction. It's your mindset and emotion, the expectations, the KISS method, why it works. I go through your chart setup and tools, every tool you need to use with Elliott Wave Theory so that you can understand the levels, how they work, when they fail, when they were right, and how to trade them. And of course, the Elliott Wave for Beginners sections where I go over the impulsive, the corrective, the theory of alternation, corrective depth theory, and every single other wave, telling you how they work and how to find them and how to measure them and understand the market. This course, as you can see from the testimonials on the screen, is helping real traders make real money because they finally understand the market. They understand where to get in, where their stops are, where the key levels are, and how to actually use Elliott Wave to understand the market instead of trying to figure out the news cycles where bad news makes us go up and good news makes us go down, and it doesn't make any sense. The Elliott Wave Theory makes sense of the market, and you can get it for $30 off using the coupon code FAMILY. It does come for free with both of our monthly memberships. So if you want to become a monthly member, then you get the Elliott Wave for Beginners course for free. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the trading material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade. So we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are interested in day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. You kind of have to see it to understand it, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account We put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. Okay, key takeaways for today. We are looking for the bears to hold under Tuesday's high. If we can get that, we would look for them to push down at least to the 44.53 area. That is the key level to watch. If and when they get there, if they push through down towards 44.27, then the bears are in control of the market. If they bounce strongly off of that level, then the bulls have taken control. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of setup, looking for them to push down in the 15.216 area. Once we see that level, that will be a key area to watch to see if we get a strong bounce where the bulls take back control or a breakthrough where the bears are pushing down even further. Guys, for me, it is the weekend. I'm going to enjoy my family, have a wonderful camping trip, and have a drink. You do the same. Remember that family coupon code that you can use for $30 off. It's good through Sunday. I will talk to you next week.